We're in Santiago de Compostela with the Green MEP Grace O'Sullivan, who is visiting Galicia in order to watch for yourself what is happening in the Galician coast. Can you give us your first opinion for your first views?
Yes, so yesterday I went to visit 3 beaches in Galicia and Playa Muros, Benti, one of the others, and we did find quite a lot of small pieces of plastic pollution. So this plastic had come in from we assume from the ship that discharged that in the storm by accident the plastic went on overboard. So this is a real problem for the people of Galicia and for the government to actually do something to clean up the beaches, and to avoid this kind of situation happening again. And I understand that the local government here, they try to, just kind of put it down a bit, and not to make, a crisis alarm around this. But, this is something that's going to affect not only Galicia, not only Spain, but also other European countries. So we need to have the regulation, the guidelines, the legislation to avoid this kind of pollution, plastic pollution, happening in the future.
Do you think there are enough measures in order to avoid this danger?
I don't think so. I really feel that from a European Union perspective now, we have to really take on board what's happened and really push through regulation. Very, very important. So for me, it's really important to be here today in Galicia, here in Santiago de Compostela, to join with many ecologists, many people who depend on the sea for their well-being, for their livelihood, for being Galician. And I wanted to be here in solidarity with the Galicians so that they know that this is not just being seen here in Galicia, but it's a European-wide concern.
More than 115 or different organizations, sea workers, ecological organizations, associations are calling for these demonstrations today in Santiago de Compostela yourself. You have a lot of experience because you're a former uh, rainbow warrior. You're a teacher in ecological issues. What do you think is the main solution for this danger in a global way?
Prevention. So we have to look at the amount of plastic being generated, produced, manufactured in Europe, across the world, and we have to work to prevent the amount of superfluous, the amount of enormous amount of waste packaging that we have around, particularly plastic packaging. And particularly, we have to remember that this plastic is crude oil-based plastic, so it's accelerating climate change. So look, it really is time that all the governments across Europe, and now even from an international perspective, that we look to the oceans that we need to sustain us, and we try to work to having healthy oceans into the future for food, for health, and for just the beauty of La Mar.
And Grace, one more question, because we have learned from the Galician government and some uh, public institutions here in Galicia, they blame the ecologist organizations because they say that the ecologist movement is spreading false propaganda in order to create a fierce atmosphere. What do you say about that?
I say that is disinformation, that they should not do that. Because if we don't face up to these problems, if we don't work together and find solutions, then believe me, we are moving into this existential crisis that will eventually do enormous damage to communities, not only in Galicia, but around the world. So I do not accept what the government here is saying in terms of the negative publicity towards ecologists. Ecologists here that I met yesterday, volunteers cleaning the beaches of Galicia, giving their weekend to clean the beaches. These people love Galicia. They are the heart of Galicia, and the government should not, on any account, knock what they're saying.
Thank you very much for visiting Galicia. Thank you very much for being here. It's been a pleasure. And thank you very much for your commitment and for speaking up about this danger that we are facing. Here from Santiago de Compostela, this is the atmosphere today in this demonstration. Sea workers, ecological organizations, they say we have to work together in order to avoid the danger of other disaster on our coasts.